black women. Not all the gay men act
Specific
like
type.
that, but there's a specific group. There's this that type. So is there like a type in the mass lesbianism that act like black men?
I don't know if I've actually necessarily heard that before, that masked lesbians act like black men. I
Hmm.
definitely have heard, masked lesbians, some masked lesbians being compared to just men in general, that they're acting like men. But I know that's a
Right.
whole conversation within the community, right? Where
Right.
it goes into like, are they acting like men? Then they get treated like men. Some like it, some don't like it. Some are still like, although in some areas we're like men, we're still women, which they are, the ones that are
Hmm.
identifying as female, or as a
Hmm.
woman, but that's a whole conversation. But I don't know if I'd actually say specifically black men. I don't know. Maybe some people might make the comparisons for like, and say maybe studs, which typically identify as black masculine lesbians in the community, that
Right.
maybe some of them might act like black men, but that I don't know if that's a thing. That I actually haven't heard that. Have
Okay.
you heard that?
Okay. I have, but
Oh,
it's
you
usually from
have.
like, but it's usually from like comedians, you know, LGBT
Oh,
comedians.
okay.
Um, there was one guy I came across on TikTok that was saying that, and I found it
Mhm.
entertaining. I was just like, wait, I wonder if
Mhm.
it is. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay, all
Does it
right.
though? I don't know. I don't know. Like,
And
have
some,
you met any masculine lesbians that act like black men?
you know what it is. You know what it is. It's not just being as a man. It's not just being a man, right? They are men in general. And then there's like men that fit certain roles. So it'd be like the preppy man, the corporate man, the hood man, the ladies man, the cool man. And I know that in our community, well, I mean, I won't say our community, as far as men go, it's usually black men that hold that cool title. You know, like there's nothing cooler than a black American. Like
Nothing
that's the
cooler
whole
cooler than a what? A black man, you
a
said?
black American, yeah, a black man, like
A black man in America. Okay.
right, right. You know, like we take certain
I
things and we make
I
it
think
cool.
I think there are a lot of people that would
We
agree
take
with you.
right. So like Denzel Washington, he's taking just walking as something, and he makes it look cool, like that, and that's just him walking. You understand what I'm saying? Like little things like that.
Okay.
So I was wondering
Okay.
if there are certain, if you were trying to be a man or look like a man, even like as little boys growing up looking, they always want to be cool, you know? So if you want to be a man, why not be or look like or act like a black man? Because we're the coolest. I don't know
Mhm.
how else to explain it. So I figured it would be, statistically speaking,
I
you
guess in
know,
some
if you're,
ways, I think that lends to a bigger conversation because there's a lot of not just specific to black men. I think with the black community, it's there talks of other communities and other people tend to look
hmm
at the black culture as, in
hmm
terms of music and dance and the arts and just a lot of different things or looks and style and that sort of thing as being like, oh, that's really cool. So I think it lends
cool,
to a
right.
bigger conversation. But I don't know. Going back to what your original question was, I'm not sure though if specifically masked lesbians as a whole take.
Didn't say didn't say as a whole, but maybe not generally speaking. There has to be pockets of mass lesbians that act like black men.
Possibly, I would say yes, right? Just like how you have other
Yeah.
cultures or other races, ethnicities that will take pockets of those different cultures, different ethnicities, different races that will take on, the black culture as their own. And some people may say are speaking black or
Speaking.
you're acting
Right.
black or, whatever.
Right.
So, but I guess so in that regard, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So it could be a thing. It could be.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, we're just having fun. We're just having fun.
Just having
Okay.
fun. That's just what we do. I mean, that's what life
That's
should
it.
just be about, right? Like finding the
Right.
joy in everything and just having fun.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Life is too short, eh? That's what they say.
That's what they say. I'm hoping for a long life, though.
Amen. Amen to that.
I want to listen. And this sounds crazy sometimes when I say this to people. I want to live more than 100 years old, but I don't want to be decrepit. I want to be a strong, able-minded, able-bodied, 100 plus years old. I
100.
can move around myself. Yeah,
Okay.
all my extremities work.
That makes
I'm of
sense. That makes
sound
sense.
mind. I can laugh
Right.
still, you know?
Right. Right.
That'd be great.
100 years
Speak
plus.
it into
That's a lot of
existence. So
years.
I want a long life. Life isn't short. Life is
You got it.
long.
Sending all the positive vibes. You got it. But life is good.
Mhm. Life is
Okay.
good.
Name three things that you've learned from your exes.
Ooh. Now you just put me on the spot because my immediate answer would be like, I ain't learned.
Right.
There's nothing that I can positively take, but that's not the right answer. Don't say that.
Mm-mm.
Don't say that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's easy for me to say things that I have learned that would make me better to not look out for or that I don't want. Because I guess that's a learning
Right.
experience too, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Things I will say one of those three things I think because my patience definitely was tested. It would say to be I'm naturally a patient person, you know that, but I think
Right.
to be even more patient. I don't think there's a such thing as having too much patience, maybe.
Right.
So I don't really think so. So I think patience is one of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is a tough one to just be
Yeah.
put on the spot. I'm trying to go through and I'm like, what did I learn?
Okay, I can give you one that I've learned.
Okay. Yeah, please tell
I've
me.
learned I've learned not to do anything in the beginning you're not willing to do for the entire relationship.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's one that I've learned.
That
I
is
was
a
like, yeah,
good
you
one.
start off heavy, you're doing all this stuff,
Yeah.
dating, and going out all the time, and flowers every day, da 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 da. You gotta keep that up. You gotta keep that up. Gotta
Well,
keep that
here's
up.
the thing, and now that just you just opened up a whole new question with that one
Uh-huh.
because what is the
Uh-huh. I'm
problem?
listening. Uh-huh.
Because if we are doing that, Dominic, okay,
Right.
and I'm gonna have put you in a position where you're representative of a lot of men right now, right? So
Uh-huh.
if
Uh-huh.
you're doing all of these things to court the woman in the beginning, right? You're
Uh-huh.
you're trying to you throw your rod out, you're trying to
Right.
fish so to speak,
Right.
to catch the
Right.
woman and you being all flashy and you caught her by
Right.
what you threw out. You caught the specific woman by what you did.
Uh-huh.
What would be the problem in you continuing to do the things that you did to catch the person? And this is a major qualm that women have.
Right.
Women have issue with this because if you caught me on the basis of you bring me flowers, you got give me
Uh-huh.
chocolates, we had long walks on the beach, we like to read, story time, all of the things. And then you stop
Right.
doing. It almost feels like false advertising.
Okay.
Why not continue it? Because otherwise, if you were the
Uh,
person that you were later on in the relationship that is representative, right, of
right.
the later on person, if she saw that person in the beginning, she may not have wanted you. You may not have
True.
gotten her.
That
So
is
that's
true.
not fair.
That is true. Well, I mean, we're not gonna talk about what's fair and what's not fair, what's
Why
false
not?
advertising and what's not
Let's
false advertising. I'm gonna answer
let's
that
go there.
question.
No,
No,
let's
no, I'm
go
gonna
there.
answer
Let's
your question
go there.
specifically first. Let me answer your
That's what
question
you're gonna say.
specifically.
I think we should go
Why?
there.
Okay, I'll go there with you, but let me answer that. Let me
Let's
answer
go.
your
We're
questions
going.
first. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
The simplest, if I oversimplify it, the woman is not the woman that we were doing it for. In the beginning, we were doing all these things because of the idea of the woman or how the woman made us feel. And that's why we kept doing all this stuff. It's more like gratitude. Like, I appreciate you making me feel excited about this whole situation. You
So
making me feel good about
this is
myself
after
because
some dates that you're saying. You're saying after some
this is
dates.
it's from the very beginning, right? This is why we start to do things. We do things because, okay, I'm gonna speak for myself. I do things because of how
Okay.
you make me feel. You made me
Okay.
feel good. So I'm trying to show you how good or try to get you in this good space that I'm here, that I'm in also. So let me buy you
Mhm.
flowers. Let's go out. Let me impress you and so on and so forth, right?
So
As you get to
what
know
about
the
if you start
person,
how is that the very beginning? How about before that? Before you even go on a first date, wouldn't it be
right?
fair to say that the man is trying to impress the woman?
Yeah, but he doesn't know the woman at
Okay.
that time.
He
So
doesn't know her, but he's
he's impressing this being that is very attractive in his eyes, that he is not projecting all these personalities on that's making him feel good. That's who he's impressing at the beginning. Now,
okay.
as you continue, as you guys get to know each other, we will continue to try to do these things as long as you're making us feel how good we feel. And that's usually meaning you are matching an expectation. Like, I like how you are responding to me doing these things, and that's making me feel good. So I want to do more for you so you can respond and make me feel good. But after a while, the response becomes expected. And
Okay.
it's like, what else do you have? That's the vibe that I'm getting now. All right. If I'm still feeling good, I step my game up.
Okay.
When we get to the point where we're paying bills together
Oh,
and
we just jumped over a bunch of steps.
yeah, because
We're
all that day,
I'm
because
to
I can
that place where we're
continue,
paying bills together.
right? Because I do all of that until we get to the point where we're doing the everyday thing. Then the everyday
Okay.
thing is kind of hard for me to impress you when we're at the everyday stage. It's like
Okay.
there's
Why?
other things, there's other things that I do to impress you that's more personable. Like, I would never do the things that I do when it's just me and you, the things that we've worked out, the little handshakes or the kisses in the morning, or the little things
Mhm.
that makes our relationship us.
So what you're saying is what you did in the very beginning to impress her and to get her, it's not that you
Right.
necessarily stop the care, but with the day-to-day mundane things, it just looks different. It's changed. Is that what you're saying?
It's changed. Right, right.
It's
It's hard for me to
changed.
keep doing the day-to-day thing. So like, I know that I've sacrificed to do the things that I needed to do to impress you. And now we're
Mm.
at the point where you know my financial situation and you understand how much I had to sacrifice to maintain this. But I'd rather pay our bills on time all the time. The things that we sacrifice for in the beginning is not the same things that we sacrifice for when we are settled in, like we are together.
Mhm.
You know, it's hard. It now becomes a every now and then type situation, not a an every week
But why?
thing.
Because especially if you get to know, so maybe if okay, so I can see it as okay in the beginning, if you did flowers and chocolates and all that stuff, right? And then at this because you don't know,
Right.
you're like, I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm trying to get the girl. I'm trying to
Right.
impress her, right? But as the relationship
Right.
persists, as the relationship goes, and you now find out that your woman loves receiving those
Hmm.
flowers that were coming in regularly and the
Hmm.
chocolates. I would think that
Hmm.
regardless of whatever is happening in life, that that is important enough and that's still priority enough to continue to do that because your woman likes that. Because when you first met her, life was still lifing,
Right.
but it was
Right.
important in the beginning. It was made important
Right.
and a priority to court or to go
To
after
do
this
those things.
woman.
Right.
So even
So
more
now,
so. So I think the perspective of a lot of women then, and we can get to it being on the converse, right? Like the other way around with women changing and like all that stuff. But for right now, we're talking about what it is that the man does in the beginning and then he no longer does it.
right.
And the issues that women then
Does. Right.
find in that. It's like you chased me. I was minding a lot of women feel this way. I was minding my business.
Right.
You chased me and
Right.
I liked you because
Right.
of how you
The
packaged and
chasing.
presented your how you packaged Not just to chase, because a lot of women get
Right.
chased after by the men, so they have options. But they went with
I get that.
you because of how you packaged
Right. My
yourself.
brand. Right. Right.
Right.
I get that.
So if
I
you
get
no
that.
longer are the package that you presented,
But hold
doesn't
on.
that
I
cause
become a different package.
some concern? Yeah, but if you become a
I just
different
become
package,
I trans if I'm dating, I'm the person that you're dating. That comes with a whole package. If I'm the boyfriend, then I'm the boyfriend. That's a different package. If I am the fiance slash husband, that's a different package. There are certain transitions that you go through. Now, granted, I'm not just talking about flowers. Like,
no,
yeah, you can
we're
get
only
flowers
using
for
that
your
as an
woman.
example.
Right, right, right. We can use that, but like the little thing, the other things that we do, the chocolates, the candy, the thoughtfulness, the driving an hour and a half to come see you randomly, like that kind of stuff, it's nice in the beginning, but now let's say we're on the verge of becoming husband and wife, right? We've done
Okay.
the whole move-in thing and we're now sharing bills. So I would think that, you know, at this point we'd move in. So we're no longer driving an hour and a half, or
Right.
we're now on a weight loss journey. So maybe buying chocolates once a week is not the smartest thing to do anymore.
Perhaps so. I mean, the
The
only
cost
way
of
to know that
flowers,
would be to check in with your girls. I
but
think
this,
it's important,
right,
but
right, right,
I think it's important, and why the women have issues with that is because whatever is being replaced with isn't coinciding with the feeling that they got from whatever that was. So with that
right,
example, if the hour and a
right.
half, it's not about driving the hour and a half to go see her, which is an amazing thing, right? It's what that
It's
meant to
right,
her.
right,
So if it's not
right,
being
right,
replaced with wherever it is that you're at in your relationship, then with something that is giving the same feeling that is parallel to that and that would be important to her, it'll have the same
right.
meaning to her, then it
Mm-hmm.
causes chaos. It doesn't matter anymore. Now it comes off as the
Mm-hmm.
man doesn't care anymore. Because driving an hour and a half to go
Right,
see somebody, I mean, that's a big deal. And it shows
right,
you're making me a priority. It means that you'll go out of your
right.
way to do things for me,
Yes, yes,
right? And so it would need to be obviously you wouldn't be driving an hour and a half if you're living together,
right,
but what else could you do
right.
that she likes that would equate to the same feeling, that will give her
But
that same feeling?
that's where communication comes into play.
Mhm.
That's where the unspoken expectations are never shared. You know, like for us, if you don't say anything, I'm transitioning from buying these flowers to paying a bill that is specific to you. Like, let me get you out of this credit card bill, or let's join my insurance company. Let me pay insurance for both cars, or you join my whatever, and let me pay your medical bills, or whatever it is. It transitions because this
Mhm.
is more logical for us. So now, if you're
Well,
not telling us, or if we're not paying attention close enough to the things that make you feel good, then in our minds we feel like we're okay. You know, we're taking care of everything instead of doing what we used to do.
you just brought
For
up
me,
communication, which is a good point because
right,
who would be responsible then for that type of communication? Because from my perspective, I would think as though that it would be the man's responsibility to say, because if you're used to doing something and you're the one that's changing it to do something else, even something good, then don't you think
right.
then that it could be something that is communicated? I know I always get you flowers all the time, but, instead of
You
getting you
communicate,
flowers, I'm thinking that I can just, I'll take on this bill for you instead and see what she says.
right. That's when you're supposed to communicate it. But
Mhm.
most men don't communicate that way.
Right.
You know, it's just like I'm taking on. Let me just do this. Let me just do that. But they don't say
Right.
that what is being replaced. Right. That's
Right. Which
right.
is not a
So
it's not a
communication,
partnership feeling, and it's like if you're so used to doing one thing and then you stop doing it, suddenly somebody's going to be like,
mhm,
"Wait a minute, I loved this before. This is how you got me." And I feel like
right.
she can feel like it's like, well, now it's false pretenses. You got me under different conditions, and now it's different, and I don't like it.
But now on the back end, when some women loses that man because somebody else is doing the things that the other guy used to do, they start to miss the things that the guy ended up doing.
I'm not following
you
that
know,
transition. I'm not following the transition.
towards the end of a relationship.
Mhm.
When some women complain that you don't do the things that you used to do to keep me, they don't realize the things that they're currently doing, that the guy's currently doing, until it's gone. And that's when, if there's poor communication, that's when they'll notice what he transitioned to, why he wasn't doing the things that he was doing in the beginning, because now he's paying all the
Sometimes.
bills.
Sometimes I would agree
Right.
with that.
Sometimes. I'm not saying
Sometimes,
all of them.
right? If it's good intention and it's, for the benefit, she may not. But that's where, if you are walking along to the beat like this, and then one
Right.
person suddenly, off the two people, starts to change, and now this one's going like
Right.
this. It is up to this person that is now changing to communicate with the other person to give
I
them
agree.
the space and the opportunity to
I
say,
agree.
I don't want to walk like that. I don't need you to do that for
Right.
me. I want you to continue doing this.
Right.
Or I appreciate that and I love that. Great. Let's move forward with doing
Right.
that. But then that's where
Right.
that breakdown, the beginning of that starts to happen is when one person changes something, even with good intention, when they just
Yep.
change it and,
Right. And they
thinking
don't
that that's
communicate
what's
it.
best, you don't communicate that to begin with. And then that upsets women. That's when you hear those conversations of women saying, you don't do the things that you used to
They
do in
got
the
the things that
beginning.
they used to
And
do.
it starts
Yep.
that snowball effect then because the man that's changed to do something else that has good intention, he now feels he's ungrateful. Now I'm doing something else and I'm
Yep.
doing something amazing for you. And now you're ungrateful and don't appreciate these good things that I'm doing for you. So, and
Yep.
that's not what the breakdown is. That's not what the problem is.
The
She's
problem is communication.
lacking and she's feeling like she is missing something, something that you
Right.
once did that she enjoyed, and you switched up on her to do
Right.
something else, and hasn't caught up yet on it, or she's not looking at it from that way. She just sees what's missing for
Right.
communication. Yeah.
Communication. That's always
Mhm.
the problem. Poor communication. All right. So
Oh,
you're number two. The second thing that you learn from your exes.
oh my goodness, we go back to that again, and I'm just like, oh, I thought I got away with this because I'm like, because I'm like, I ain't learned. Nah. But that sounds, like I said, that
Mhm.
sounds really bad to say. I don't know if I'd actually, what, what have I learned? The second thing, that's really hard, Dominic.
Mhm. Mhm. I put you on the spot. My bad.
I have learned. Okay, I'll say this, and let me just say this why it's so hard, why it feels so hard. Going into having these relationships with these people, there are things that I
Mhm.
would know. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect by no means. However,
Mhm.
sometimes when you have seemingly more emotional intelligence and more common sense, it seems to
Mhm.
be sometimes that you may be at a little bit more advanced place in your journey than the other person. And that does not mean
Right.
that you don't learn anything from them, but it may just strengthen tools or sharpen tools that you already have. And so
Right.
I think that's where it's difficult, where I'm looking at it from, did I learn anything or did I just strengthen something that was already there? Is that shady?
So now I wouldn't say it's shady, but it does bring up a different question. If you
Okay.
haven't learned anything from your exes,
Yeah.
are any of your exes challenging you?
No. And that's a problem. And
So
now that's an ex. So they're an ex. They're not, no. And that's important to be
interesting.
challenged. And I'm speaking for myself. I like to be challenged in ways that lends to for growth. I'm all
Mhm.
about growing and I've been that way since I've been a teenager, but I think it's
Mhm.
important to have somebody stretch your mind and stretch these tools that you have and give you different perspectives and speak on things that you may not have seen it that way and like bring new things and fresh ideas to the table and even talking, right? Communication that brings that out, but challenging your way of being in the way that you already think, I think is extremely
Right.
appealing. And it doesn't mean you're challenging the person's character. You're challenging their mind and their thought
Right.
process and their growth.
Right.
And it seems like that's kind of hard to find in a lot of people, I think, it's because everybody's in a different place in their journey. And it's like trying to find somebody that is equally yoked in some capacity when it comes to that, or you can have good conversation, which is great, being a great
Right.
listener, communicating your thoughts
Right.
effectively so the other person understands it and you can convey yourself in a way that, for them to receive what you're saying. That's all great. But
Right.
what are you adding to the conversation? I find it difficult for a lot of people to find other people that are that match that. What
Okay.
about you? What about you? Do you find that that's something easy in your life, or has that been something difficult?
Um, I find it easier because I'm always looking for people that's smarter than me.
Right.
If if I feel, just feel, I'm not saying I am, but if I feel that I'm smarter than you, I don't think I'm gonna date you.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'm gonna. No, I find it. I'm aroused by feeling intimidated by a woman, and
Okay.
I'm usually intimidated by their intelligence. That's the only thing that I'm
Mhm.
really like. Oh, you might be smarter than me. I want to learn from you.
Right.
Hi,
That's
I'm
a great
Dominic.
thing. And that's a great way
But
to think and to be.
right. So if you're not finding someone smarter than you to challenge you in
Mhm.
any aspect of your life,
Mhm.
you know, is it a reflection on you per se? Like, is that a bad thing for you to like people that don't push you in any aspect, that
Mhm.
don't challenge you in any aspect?
Mhm.
I feel like that's bad, you know?
You know,
So what you telling me?
that's an interesting perspective, right? Because if you're looking at it from the point of view of you being aroused, you being attracted to a woman that is more intellectually advanced than you, and that's appealing to
Right,
you.
right,
But if you look on the
right,
converse of that, if that woman is more intellectually advanced and she's looking for the same thing,
right.
how could it be appealing for her if you are not intellectually more advanced than she is?
Oh, because most of the time she's not as emotionally intelligent as I am.
Well, what if she is? What
Then
if
that's
she
fine.
has the emotional intelligence? Because there are women that are like that.
Right,
There is emotional
right.
intelligence high.
But
Check.
usually they're not.
It, and and into the intelligent academically. Check. What if she's both of
Right.
them? And you just find her
That's
appealing, and then what?
that'd be dope. But that'd be amazing. If I can find someone like that, that'd be awesome. For most of the time, you either spending more time on one or the other. Because it takes a lot of focus to get emotionally intelligent, like all the way up here. And it takes
Hmm.
a lot of focus to get academically intelligent. It's very hard to find both of them up here.
I'm
Usually
gonna
this
toot
one,
my own horn. I think I am. I
yeah,
think I'm intelligent
right, okay,
emotionally and academically.
right, okay, I believe it. You are.
You about to come on this camera and act brand new. Why are you doing that?
No, but wait, but
The point I'm
we're not,
making is that
we're not,
the point I'm making is
they
I'm sure
exist.
that there are plenty of other women that are like that out there. So
Right, right.
where do they find the man that is more emotionally and academically intelligent, because that's what they're looking for, that is more than them? Where did they
I
find
don't
those
know.
men? And is it
Looking,
settling for them if they find the man who is not?
yeah,
So it's great for
yeah.
him, but what about those
It's,
women?
but it's what you're really looking for. So, like, not a lot of women are looking outward, looking for a man more intelligent than them. There's usually other needs or other things that needs to be fulfilled besides that. Being intelligent or more intelligent as a woman is a part of the list, but it's never like the top in my experience. There's other things, and it's usually involved in how they make you feel. I want to be in a space where I can feel feminine. Now that really doesn't have much to do. It could have something to do with the intelligence level, but Sometimes it doesn't. You just generalize it. You're not looking specifically for that. I'm looking specifically for that level of intelligence. And I hope that they're not cocky with having that much intelligence. That's what I'm looking for. That's like top. And then you work out all the other things. So you'll always find what you're looking for, male or female. So y'all just not looking for that per se. I don't know. You have no rebuttal to that? Nothing to say?
Nothing to
No?
say. Nothing to say.
Okay. So, so you got a third thing? I'm gonna give you my second thing. I have it tattooed on my forearm. If you need me, you can't see me. And that means if you need me to play a role in your life, you can't really see who I am. And I know a lot of people get into these relationships based on the role that they need filled in their lives. Like, I'm looking for a wife. Whatever they see a wife is supposed to look like. Somebody that stays home with the kids, and cooks and cleans, and give me nurturing vibes when I'm coming home from work. Like, real basic, like. And they'll find somebody that fits that role, but they don't really know the person. They know the person within that role. It's like a boss at a job. You know your employee as the employee. You don't know their outside life per se. You know, you don't really know them. You just know their work ethic, you know? So I've
Hmm.
learned that when I need you to fill a role, I can't really get to know you. I just need you to be in this space. Don't go outside of this space. Just be here. I need you to be my mistress or my wife or my maid or my mother or this specific role, conscious or subconscious. I need you to fit this role. You don't really know who that person is.
Can the two be true at the same time? Because I think most human beings function in that way when they're looking to put a title on something or somebody. As much as some people like to say they don't like to put the titles, subconsciously
Right.
they
They do.
these ideals where they like to place people. So, but couldn't you also get to know the person too at the same time? Can they both be true?
Yeah. Yeah, they could. Could. They could be true.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the person fits the role and then who the person is actually fit who you are. It's not just the role that they play,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And other times it's just like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Mm-mm. No, what the
Why
hell
can't
is
you
wrong
just
with
do
me?
this for me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
So have you learned anything else from your exes?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's,
I think
just because I don't know. I don't know too many people that, you don't want to revisit those thoughts. You don't want to revisit.
now now it doesn't have to be on a deep level. Like let's
Yeah.
say you've learned, I don't know, training routines or eating habits or new dishes that become a part of your everyday now, but it wasn't before this person. Like you could have learned that, or how to tie a tie, or like something silly. There's nothing that you learned from your exes?
Even those examples that you gave with new dishes and so I have dated outside of my race. I will say that, right? So even like
Right.
some of the examples that you gave, and I'm just like thinking about it real quickly, and I'm like, no, even tying a tie. I'm just like, even with one of my exes, no, I taught them how to tie a tie. It's like things,
God damn.
that, you know,
So you just be getting with interesting individuals.
interesting.
That's
Well,
what I'm
I
learning.
like that. I like that, and yeah, so
Yeah.
one of the biggest things for me, right? Because, it's something that I tell often, is not just in romantic relationships, but my relationships overall in general. I
Right.
I'm really big on it. There doesn't need to be perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. I'm not perfect and I don't expect
Right.
for you to be perfect.
Right.
However, growth is important to me and I like the momentum towards change and for growth, for the better, whatever that looks
Right.
like. And I think it's important to have consistency.
Right.
I don't do very well when we're at the same time, and the two can be true for me as well. When it comes to certain things, I prefer for us to be consistent, whether it be consistently growing, consistently making changes, consistently in what you're
Right,
doing. But at the same time,
right,
there's that balance of like being able to kind of free flow, right? Like you just kind of flow with life.
right.
And so within my past relationships, that's one of the issues I think that were not good for me is the lack of consistency and the lack
Okay,
of growth. I don't like that.
okay.
I don't like that.
Uh, I
And
don't
it's
like
not
that for
to
you either.
necessarily, yeah, it's not necessarily to speak, to say that, all of them were necessarily bad people per se, just not
Hmm.
right for me.
Hmm. Hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ain't learning shit from your exes. Got it. All right.
I gave you something. That's enough.
Right. I need to be more patient with their stupidity. I got it. Yes. Yes. That's the one thing that you've
Listen, you
learned.
said
Yeah.
it. I didn't say that. You said it, man. That is
Oh
crazy. That's nuts.
man.
You didn't say that.
Okay. I got one more question, right? That I've been saving up. It was asked to me a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Would you rather be deeply understood or preciously protected?
I would say deeply understood
Yeah.
because I think
Versus
there's,
preciously protected?
yeah, I think there's some form of protection that comes with being understood.
Understood. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. I would for sure because there's other forms of protection. You can protect yourself. You can find other people to protect you, but there's a feeling. There's nothing like being understood, being heard, and
Hmm.
deeply understood that you find comfort and protection and security.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
Okay.
What was your answer when you got asked that?
Yeah, definitely, definitely deeply understood. I don't need nobody protecting me. I'll be all right. I'd rather be understood.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, understood. That's more important to me
If I had to
than
choose
being
one,
protected.
protection it's by itself though is good. I'd want to be protected. Although I think in some ways I try to protect myself in some ways,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Hmm.
definitely understood. There's so
Like
many
that.
arguments and so much debate that comes from when people you go back and forth is because you feel like you're not understood, like the other person's not
Right.
hearing you.
Right.
So that would
Right.
that would
Right.
quell a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreements if people felt understood.
Hmm. Good. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. Okay. That's all I got for today. Do you have any other questions, young lady?
Not the young lady.
I keep seeing lights, like blue and red lights.
It's getting so dark behind you so quickly.
Yeah. I'm just sitting in the parking lot. I got good reception right here where I'm sitting.
Yeah, don't you
Where I'm
move.
at. Right.
Don't you move. Okay.
I
What
think I
plans do you
will.
have for the rest of the day?
That's it. Go home, chill, relax.
Okay.
I think I got one more question.
That sounds good.
Um,
I am going to country nights for the first time. I think I'm going to learn how to line dance.
oh, I'm excited. What are you gonna teach me when you learn?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I got the
Mm.
cowgirl hat, got the boots going on. It's going to be
You gonna
fun.
send me pics? You gonna send me
Yeah.
pics? I want to see your cowboy outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. But you had another
I'll be
question?
here. No, I can't find it.
Mhm.
I'll save it for the next episode.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Well, I'll talk to you later. Call me later.
All
Okay,
righty. Will
bye,
do.
friend.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.